So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about the brand new album by Atreyu called A Torch in the Dark. And yes, this is the band's newest album and the follow up to Baptize that came out a few years ago, and I really didn't like it. And this is a band that has gone through some lineup changes. Alex, their lead singer, left the band. And I can tell why he left the band, because somehow Atreyu keep on getting worse. And I know I'm at my end of the year list and all those videos, but I had to go back and listen to this album because I wanted to hear it for myself. I know they had released it as a couple of like EPs, and I've heard some of the songs, and what I was hearing, it sounded like Baptized, like very polished, very commercial. So my hopes were not high. So I saw other YouTubers like The Metal Meltdown and Among the Fans reviewed this, and I'm like, I want to give my thoughts on this as well. So is this a return to form for Atreyu, or do they keep on sucking? More of the latter. Yes, they keep on sucking on this one. This is an album that is 39 minutes, but it feels like it's longer. I don't know how they do that with a 39-minute record. And it's not a easy listening record to listen to, not because it's like progressive rock that is like so difficult to hear, just because it's so generic as fuck that it's really a very bad album. So they have like, I think it's like 11 tracks or 12 tracks, I'm not sure, but they really have some really generic lyrics on this record that, to me, that's some of the worst thing. There's more clean singing since Alex left. So Brandon, the drummer, is now in charge of singing duties. And he's not a bad singer per se, but he's also nothing that you say like, oh, it's so memorable. And I think Atreyu is really missing Alex, because Alex gave them like some edge to it. And it's like the band has lost its cojones on this record. It's like, hey, where are their cojones? They're gone. Alex took them with them, and now the band just sounds like Imagine Dragons more metalcore. So it's like Imagine Atreyu. That's what it sounds like. So let's talk a little bit about some of the tracks on the album. So the second track on the album is called Death or Glory, and it features Sierra Deaton on vocals. And the only good thing in this track is Sierra Deaton on the vocals. She has a great, lovely voice, but the rest of the song is just so corny. They're like shouting, "Give me death or glory," and it's like I think I've heard these type of lyrics like dozens of times in metalcore. So it's nothing to brag home about. Only Sierra Deaton saved this track barely. Then you have a track like Forevermore that it's more like acoustic. And here the cheesiness is turned up to 11 with lyrics like, "Oh my God, without you, I'm gonna die." And I wish bands stop doing this. Like, you are hurting the children saying this. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I just broke up with my boyfriend of 2 weeks. Now I can't live forevermore. Oh God." Shut the fuck up, you know? It's cheesy as hell lyrics. Like this Forevermore, when I was listening to this track, I thought this could have been like a great ballad to the Twilight Saga movie, because it's fitting right there with the cheesy storyline of that like spoon-fed love story that we all know that sucks. So yeah, it's a bad album. Then they tried to do some rapping on some of the songs like Calm Down, and it sounds like they sound like they're trying to channel Fred Durst, but you know what, I prefer Fred Durst. And yeah, again, the sound sounds overproduced, super polished, very bubblegum, if you will. It sounds like that last A Day to Remember album that was very polished, and they were trying to sound hip and cool, but like the kids would say, they're just sounding mid. So yeah, that's what Calm Down does. Then you have another song that is called Immortal, and on that one they're trying, you know, this is the song that they were writing like, oh, this is gonna be the song where we're in the arena. And when you listen to this Immortal track, it's like, this sounds very similar. Oh yeah, Fall Out Boy has a track called Immortals, and you know what? Atreyu, it sounds better than this one. So yeah, Atreyu with that song, it's a blatant ripoff to be an arena-friendly rock band and have people shout that back to them. So what other tracks can we say are bad? Almost anything in this album is bad, but then you have songs like I Don't Wanna Die, and they're like, I don't wanna die. It's so cheesy. And you think that they're writing these lyrics and they're like, oh my God, these are lyrics that have never been written before. Come on, Atreyu. You can do better than this. This is so it's so like it's that type of songs that you know where it's gonna go before you listen to the fucking track. That's how bad this is. Then you have a track like God and Devil, and yeah, they're trying to get a little bit harder on that one, but not as hard. And then you have Capital F, and they're like, oh, this is the angry song, like capital fuck, we don't give a shit, we're Atreyu, we are so edgy with the capital F and the explicit lyrics. And you know what? This is not, yeah, you have explicit lyrics, but you know what? This is so tame that I think little kids could listen to this track. My kids could listen to this and say, Daddy, please change that. It sucks. And then the album ends with Watch Me Burn, which is another track that tries to be all epic. And how many tracks have been written about like something burning? Watch the world burn, everything's burning. So yes, again, more generic lyrics. And the music does not help because it sounds so crisp, so polished that, like I said before, the cojones from this band are long gone. Yes, I used to love The Curse back in the day, but sometimes I ask myself, was Atreyu ever that great of a band? And the answer is no. And now they're worse than when Alex left the band. I just think it sounds like a band that they're just trying to sound like every other like pop rock friendly band that is played on the radio so they can fill arenas. This is what Atreyu are doing. And you know, good luck to them. But I don't think, if you were a fan of Atreyu back in the days, I don't think this is going to make you happy. And if you like that type of music, you probably will enjoy this, but I truly think that this is one of the worst albums of the year, and I didn't include it on my top 10 bad albums of the year because I filmed that before this came out. But this is an honorary mention. Atreyu, A Torch in the Dark is pure crap. So, what do you think about this album? Do you think it's good and I'm just being too harsh on it? And comment, what are your favorite tracks or the tracks that you think suck the most? And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourselves. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.